That's hard. Okay, is it recording? Hey, my name is Andrew. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Germany. Right now I'm going to Bible school, but today I want to share something personal. I want to share a little testimony of my life today with you. I was born in a Christian family. My parents are originally from Syria, and I was raised in a Christian culture. But as some of you may know, being raised in a Christian family does not guarantee that you turn out like your parents wanted you to or like God intended to, because that is what happened to me. In kindergarten, I was a pretty joyful person. I was always laughing. My parents were always saying how much I laughed when I was a small kid in kindergarten. But something happened with me when I came to elementary school, because that was the first time that I was exposed to bullying. Being exposed to bullying when you are a small kid really has a big impact on you, because I couldn't really find good friends. I couldn't really belong to somewhere. So it was hard for me in elementary school, and I hope that it will get better after I get into the gymnasium. When I left in elementary school to go to the gymnasium, it was good for the first 2 years, and I was really hoping that I was getting rid of this bullying. But then it came back, and that was in the 7th and the 9th grade. This time it came back even stronger, and that's where I felt this rejection just crushing me while I was in my teenage years. But I didn't deal with that the right way, because instead of talking with my parents about it and instead of going to teachers to talk with them about it, I chose the wrong way. And that's where the bullied one became a bully himself, because I started to pick on people that were weaker than me, people who didn't deserve to be bullied, but I started to bully people just to get an approval of the people who were teasing me in school. And that's where a wave of, and an era of just hate came into my life, and just discouragement. My grades started to become worse and worse. My family relationships just got worse. It was a daily fight with my parents. It was a lot of hate in my heart towards my family that also affected my little sister a lot in her life. My mom was praying a lot for me, and she was crying almost every day. But I want to tell you something, and that is that there's a promise of God. He says that He will never leave your side nor forsake you, even if you can't feel Him in your presence. And that is what happened to me, because God started to call me back in the last 2 years of my school, in the gymnasium. And that's where my parents started to find a church that we are going to right now as well, and started to include me there. And in the first couple of weeks of going to this church, I hated it. I wanted to run away from it, and I felt like I wasn't belonging there. But the beautiful thing about God is that even though we try to run away from Him, He will always catch us back. And that is when He started to put me in an environment of faith. And I started to learn started to meet those people, those young adults that are so full of God and so full of love. And that started to bring me into an atmosphere of faith and an atmosphere of being approved and being loved and not rejected like I was in school. That was when God started to call me back and started to work in me again. And I felt like God was starting to restore what was broken in my school years. So I'm standing here just being a testimony for those who feel lost and hopeless, because I was the same. I was feeling lost and I was feeling hopeless, but God called me back into experiencing hope and love again, through Him being in my life, through Him stepping into my life, and through Him bringing people into my life that helped me realizing how much of value I am. And no matter what people think of me or what people say about me, God loves me so much that He was ready to die for me on the cross, and that He was ready to pull me from my bad habits into an environment of just faith. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel to be keeping updated, and I see you next time.